Hey, real quick before we get started, whenever I'm just chatting with viewers, I like to put on just like whatever, like, an aquarium or puppy cam, birds, whatever. And in retrospect, that was foolish because that was content that was not my own content. I was using it so casually, I thought it'd be okay, but apparently it was not okay. So at the end of the presentation that you see here in this video, at the end of that, that we were watching some sort of animal related thing, but I've had to remove it for copyright reasons, so apologies. Hey everybody, good morning. Good morning for those who are having a morning. You are not all having a morning, probably, statistically. Pardon me. Sorry. Really sorry. Sorry to disturb your morning. Athea, always lovely to see you. Sometimes these 6 a.m. things, West Coast like me. 6 a.m. things are hard to force myself to be awake for. But when you stream them, it's worth it. Have a nice time, everyone. Thank you so much. Always lovely to see you. Always lovely to hear your kind and encouraging words. It's hard to wake up. It's hard to wake up this early, isn't it? Yeah, I set my alarm for 5 a.m. And you know what? Golly, I am privileged. I recognize there are many less comfortable jobs I could have. Some people get up at 5 and go like work out, like doing construction or something. Me, sometimes I gotta roll out of bed at 5 a.m. and go into my cold office. Oh, I gotta put my puffiest jacket on. Poor me. Oh. And the Scientician. Not a new Pikmin fan. I played 3 when it released, but recently been playing 4. So addicted to it. Can't believe I waited so long before starting it. Yeah, 4 is good. 4 is really good. It's just, they really got it down. You know, they streamlined the heck out of it. It's just so playable. There's like no friction, you know? I don't know how they did that. Pikmin itself is a very scary kind of thing, but like, yeah, they really... they done good with 4. 3 p.m. in my time zone. That's pretty good. $10 p.m. in Australia. It's almost like I'm starting to get the suspicion that it's like a different time everywhere in the world. It's crazy. One time I got a comment really long time ago, probably like early on in my career. And someone, like, I posted a video like at night. Like, I don't know, it's YouTube. You know, like, that's the beauty of YouTube, is you can watch it whenever you want. You're not like missing it. So then I don't know, or it might not even been at night. I think I just posted it at like whatever time made sense for me. And someone was like, posting a video at such and such time, like where they were. Hasn't Arlo ever heard of time zones? And I'm like, that comment has stuck with me because it's almost like that person, in saying that, in the first part of like complaining about when I posted it, is revealing that they don't know about time zones, that where I am, it's a good time to post it. But then them to say after that, doesn't Arlo know about time zones? I didn't get it. And it lives rent-free in my head. Thanks for getting me into Resident Evil and Dark Souls. Yes. Greetings from Chile, where it's currently very hot. Wow, really? That concept is still weird. Speaking of time zones and different parts of the world, it's still weird to me. It's still, like, almost not real. Like, I still almost don't believe it. That, like, when it's winter here, it's summer somewhere else. Like, I've heard, I know it, but I feel like until I, like, get on a plane and, like, travel somewhere, I'm not going to really quite believe it for myself. You know? It's like, I don't know. What if it's one of those things they just say? Resident Evil and Dark Souls. That's great. That feels great. Awesome. Those are two good ones. Those are like my two primary non-Nintendo ones. You know? It's like FromSoft and Resident Evil are like the two biggest non-Nintendo things I'm like extra excited for. Oh, I'm not sick. It's just 5:30 in the morning. Just waking up. These are the first words that I have spoken today. I just haven't said anything yet to anyone. Oh, I got to catch up on these. So many people watching. And YouTube loves sorting things poorly. I love it. And blocking half the page with the AI summary. Get out of here. There's not even an X on it. It's just blocking part of my comments. Cool. Jonathan, morning. Please, Pokemon, do like Yu-Gi-Oh! And have an early collection on Switch. Yeah, that's the rumor. I still don't know if I believe it, but that is the rumor right now. Fresh Calamari, hoping there's Pokemon in these presents. Maybe. Mayhaps. I'm like the only one. I feel like I'm the only one who wants to make Pokemon presents joke. And I feel like it must not be funny if no one else does. It must just be that obvious. Pardon me so much. I'm so sorry. Again, I just woke up. The throat's all stiff. El Godoro, my good friend. Good morning, Big Blue. Hey, speaking of Pokemon, I successfully completed that Nuzlocke where you were my starter. I'm at the E4 and Emerald now. That's great. I remember that. That's awesome. Congratulations. Still never done a Nuzlocke. Sounds fun. Art. In my area, I only have 2 seasons, rain and dry. That's a shame. Yeah, weather's much nicer here in Washington versus where I was in California, which was just very... Oh, hey, Sharp Edge, what's up? I'm on live chat, and it won't let me scroll any higher. It is, like, really trying to not let me look at chat, and it's very frustrating. And I go to fan funding to see where supers are, and it's not showing all the ones that I have seen. So if I miss anybody, I really apologize. I'm going to try here. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing some, and I don't know why they're not showing up. I blame the AI. I blame this little pop-up for ruining everything. Magic Matt. Do you feel that with the death of Iwata and the retirement of Reggie, that Nintendo has become more corporate and less fun with the Switch generation? That's a really big question. I don't really have time to answer too much, but no, I don't know. Maybe in a way. I think they have maybe become a little bit less like silly and more corporate, but very sorry. Pardon me, sorry. But in a lot of ways that are just better. You know, like, sure, they've lost a little bit of, like, the Nintendo charm, but they've also lost a little bit of the Nintendo potential for disaster and, like, frustrating everybody. We complain about a lot, but it is still nothing compared to the way it used to be. It's so much better now. Like, it really is. I think it's easy to forget. So, I don't know. Maybe there have been some bad changes, possibly. I don't know. I see a lot of good changes, though. I see a lot of like, hey, let's actually treat this like a business. Let's not just treat this like this really weird, chaotic thing where we just throw out a bunch of weird, like, let's actually pay attention to like what our audience kind of wants. Not in every case, but Jab. If there's a new gen reveal, I hope the characters the characters are better looking and cuter than Gen 9's. Yeah. I don't know if you're talking about like the starters or like the characters in the game, but I definitely definitely would like better starters. Okay, hold on. I need to like hold on. To mute myself and clear my throat a bunch. There we go. I think I was muted. Gecko. Hey, Arlo, are you going to use Zavok in Sonic Racing? I think he's a magnificent specimen, and they should put him in Smash. You should collab with him. Just for you. Yes, he's going to be my main. I still don't know who that is. But I can hear they're great. Fighting type evolution named Champion. I wish. I don't I don't like how they have all these like rules about like what EVs can exist. I think that's really silly. And I feel like they've done them all. They've done all the ones they like said they were going to do or something. I don't remember the rule, but whatever. Procrastinating. Could you describe your dream Pokemon spinoff? Yeah, I don't know. Souls-like. just go Pokemon Souls-like. You're like a Pokemon, and as you level up, like you're leveling up your Pokemon and you're evolving and getting new moves. That's like your attacks. It's just open world, full of Pokemon. You're beating them and getting just XP, whatever. Just call it XP. Carquinoso. Harlow, good afternoon from France. Wow. How does it feel to know people all across the Atlantic watch your content? Love your stuff. Well, thank you. It feels good. It feels really good. It feels, strange. Very strange. 2,000 concurrent viewers. It's always like, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. See, hold on. Sorry. I'm missing some of these. Liz and Ruse. Good evening, Arlo. Excited for Pokemon Presents and one of my favorites streaming. My expectations I'm keeping in check, but I hope we can get some new Megas, maybe even one new evolution. Anyway, Arlo, your wishes. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I almost missed your comment. See, I'm missing a bunch. My own wishes? I actually don't know. I just want to see Legends ZA. I don't have any, like, long-term goals I'm, like, always wishing for. We already got Pokemon Snap. That was really... that was the one. I don't know. I don't... Yeah, I don't know. I don't anticipate much. I think that is the game this year. So what else is there? It's just going to be a bunch of Pokemon Cafe and sleep and stuff. I don't know. Maybe some show stuff. Yeah, I don't expect next gen. I really, it's just going to be Legends Z, I'm sure. But I don't know. Grendel Khan, thank you for the super. Oh, what time is it? We're probably getting close. I got my little heater here. Oh yeah, we got 4 minutes. Let me, the brightness on my phone is too low. But it'll be a good time. And the stream will get copyright flagged immediately. I don't want to clear my throat anymore. Sorry. I'm so sorry. 2,500 people hearing me clear my throat. Happens in the morning sometimes. Spaghetti Bandit. Dear Arlo, how will you feel if they reveal a puppet Pokemon? I mean, they will. Every kind of like concept, every gimmick you can think of, they will eventually. It'll like fit on another Pokemon. Or it'll be like one of those ones where it's like 2 Pokemon in one. That'd be cool. I think that'd be fun. Best ASMR stream. Blah! He horf! Harum! Hagabagoo! Shuppet and Bennett, are they already puppets? Oh, yeah, probably, huh? Hairballs. Yeah, sorry. Hairballs. Achim! Wrestling t-shirt. Just love you, but excited. Well, I love you. Thank you. You're amazing. Nathan, looking forward to the Tears of the Kingdom review. Thanks. It's coming along. It's coming along. Kane's probably working on it today. It is coming along. We really wanted to have something of like a first draft maybe ready. We were shooting for the end of this month, but it didn't happen. That's all right. You set goals that are slightly unrealistic. And then if you don't meet them, that's fine. But it's coming along. Brendan, what if Super Nintendo World made a Luigi's Mansion hotel? Just the whole entire hotel. One giant haunted mansion. I'd like that. What have I been playing lately? I was playing Balatro, and then I deleted it because I was playing Balatro too much. It was taking up too much of my life. High Voltage. Pokemon has struggled since the 3DS. If Scarlet Violet or Legends Arceus were under any other brand, they would be treated more critically. Pokemon needs a break. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It's true. Anyone else handling those games would have done it very differently, and people probably would have responded very differently. Like, you're right. Pokemon is riding on the fact that it's Pokemon. And that it's got all the Pokemon in it that we already love. You can't just create that kind of love. That investment. Sharp Edge. Here, go buy a... Go buy a lozenge. Hey, I am pretty excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. I just don't know when I'm going to play it. That's the only reason I'm not, like, going crazy excited, counting down the days. Is because I'm just like, yeah, like, when am I going to play Monster Hunter? I don't know. You know? I really haven't been playing that many games recently. I've been playing Balatro just because it's on my phone. Otherwise, like, actually, like, turning on a game system, I don't know. Doing other stuff. Is there like a... Pardon me, sorry. There must be a big rumor that there's going to be a new Eevee, because everyone's talking about it, but I don't know. I thought they were done. I thought they said they were... Ah! Why is that so much louder? I did a test. I did a test on YouTube. And that was, like, dramatically louder than everything else. Jen, I know this will never happen, but I wish Nintendo would try VR again. It would be cool. Hey, maybe someday. When they have a display with high enough resolution, they can stick it in the labo. All right, I'm not going to be able to read... I might not be able to read Supers while it's going on. So don't give me any more money. Jado, waiting for news that Power World lawsuit was one big publicity stunt and that we're getting Pokemon Power World version. That'd be cool. Just put the actual Pokemon in Power World. I'd play that. All right, hold on. I have to turn it back up here and then down on my TV. It's always confusing. Why is that so loud? No, that's up, not down. Pardon me, sorry. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 1 Don't break the TV, Pika. Don't break the TV.
Hello everyone, I'm Ishihara from the Pokémon Company. Today, February 27th,
That weird guy
is
in the
Pokémon
trading
Day.
card game.
This is the date the Pokémon Red and Pokémon Green games were first released in Japan, marking the beginning of the Pokémon series. It's been 29 years since the birth of Pokémon, and we've reached this milestone through the support of all you trainers around the world. Thanks to all of you, it's now possible to enjoy Pokémon each day in a variety of ways.
Sure is.
We hope to keep bringing you new experiences to brighten your day-to-day lives with Pokémon. In today's broadcast, we'll be sharing all the latest news about Pokémon, including our newest titles. Please enjoy the presentation.
If you insist.
It's the Netflix series Pokémon Concierge. Taking place at the Pokémon Resort on a tropical island, the story follows Haru, who is still finding her feet as a new concierge, and Psyduck as they grow together through their interactions with the resort's Pokémon guests. Its charm lies in the warm visuals that can be achieved only through stop-motion animation. And new episodes of Pokémon Concierge are in production.
Oh, cool.
They are slated for release in September 2025. What sort of Pokémon will Haru and Psyduck welcome as guests next? Take a first look at a few of the Pokémon they will meet in this motion test footage. Just look at the personality and how they move.
Cool.
But there's more. For a limited time, the first 4 episodes are available to watch on Pokémon's official YouTube channel for free. Please take this chance to watch them if you haven't been able to tune in to Pokémon Concierge yet. And we hope you look forward to the new episodes as well.
Still haven't been able to watch
Hello
the whole thing.
everyone, I'm Utsunomiya from the Pokémon Company. Next, we have a number of other announcements to share with you.
In Pokémon Go Tour Unova Global will take place on March 1st and March 2nd. This event can be enjoyed at no cost from anywhere in the world where Pokémon Go is available. During the event, the legendary Pokémon Black Kyurem and White Kyurem will appear in raid battles and elsewhere. Also, trainers will soon have a chance to encounter Victini and Shiny Meloetta. We'll also share promo codes for everyone to enjoy. We hope you're looking forward to the new Season 2.
Cool. I love these guys.
Let's ride this wave! Surf's up!
We're heating up! Let's give it our all!
Pokémon Masters EX!
Oh, thank goodness. The Pokemon Cafe. Whew. They should do another version. They should remix it again. Whoa. You don't want to see that in Pokemon Sleep. It's gonna be a lawsuit. That sounds stressful. I don't want that. Turn voice up. No. Okay. It's already turned up really high. I'm just gonna turn down. How about that? You can turn your thing up. You can do that. Can't wait to pay $40
Remote
for that
Stadium
costume.
will be returning to ranked matches. Enjoy intense battles in the unforgettable Remote Stadium. A new type of battle is also arriving, called First to 500. In it, a new feature called Eos technology allows you to gain special effects when you score a certain number of points. Plus, look forward to an updated map. With updated wild Pokémon, the win condition is simple. Be the first to score 500 points.
I wonder how this is still going for them. It must have not been like a huge breakout hit. We don't hear about it much, but like, it must be. New pocket stuff. All of your opened packs this whole time have been going over here, doing this. Oh, Tyranitar's sick. Wow. Boy, these come out fast. They're really... What is it, once a month? It's like once a month. Because it's digital. Why not? It's so much easier to release. We're going to get a new set once a month. Every set is just more incentive. Empty them wallets. Corporations. Evil. Is this for the actual cards? Oh, it's a Mega and an EX. Ah. Wow, I bet those will be very, very hard to get. Sure, they'll be very
Next,
rare and expensive.
Allow me to share some news about the Pokémon video game series. In the Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet games, we're celebrating Pokémon Day with a Rotom phone case giveaway, along with a mass outbreak event and other in-game events to come. A mighty Meowscarada, Skeledirge, and Quaquaval will appear in a series of Terra
I am
Raid
happy
battle
to
events.
see video games.
And even more Pokémon are planned to appear in the future. We hope you continue to enjoy the Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet games. Next, please have a look at this video.
That's what I've been waiting for. Give it to me. Is it really happening? It's really happening, isn't it? It's actually happening. Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is just like a retrospective. Oh boy, this really is taking me back though. Yep, all the way through here. And that's where I kind of fell off. But those first three. My soul aches for those times. Are we getting an official Pokemon release on the phone or something? Effects added. Sweat added. Not actual gameplay. Oh, I should have muted it. That's one of those real... It's too late. It's one of those real songs that's gonna get me banned. What is it? What even? So you fight Pokemon with it. What, like, what is it? Is it just like a thing to fight with?
What you've just seen is the world's first glimpse of a new title, Pokémon Champions. This title will be focused on the Pokémon battles
I
you know and
predicted
love
this.
from core Pokémon games.
I predicted this.
Pokémon Champions
A few
will
years
continue
ago.
the tradition of pitting your skills against those of other trainers from around the world.
Just a purely
This time,
competitive-
We're aiming for these core-style battles to be enjoyed by more players than ever before.
Brendan, wait, was I
Game
right?
Freak, the developer
Yes, you
of the
were.
core games, is carrying out the planning for this project, while development is being handled by the Pokémon Works. And Pokémon Champions will be coming not only to the Nintendo Switch family of systems, but to mobile devices too.
Yeah.
You'll be able to choose how you want to play based on where you are. What's more, you can also connect with Pokémon Home. Thanks to this connectivity, you won't be limited to using Pokémon you can partner up with in Pokémon Champions. You'll be able to team up with Pokémon who joined you on your adventures in previous Pokémon games. We hope you're looking forward to battling Pokémon
Yeah, that's funny.
trainers
I
from all
predicted that a
corners of
couple
the
years
world.
ago.
Stay
I mean, not that
tuned
it's
for
like
future announcements regarding
stretch.
the launch date of Pokémon Champions. Next, we'd like to share some information about the languages Pokémon series games will be available in. Mr. Tomás Cortijo, please take it away.
Wait, what was he saying about?
Saludos
¿The
a
release
todos desde la nueva oficina de Pokémon en la hermosa Ciudad de México. Soy Tomás Cortijo, director regional para Latinoamérica de The Pokémon Company International. El día de hoy estoy muy feliz de anunciarles que Pokémon Champions estará disponible en español latinoamericano desde el día de su lanzamiento. De igual forma, además de los 9 idiomas que los entrenadores y entrenadoras pueden elegir, Leyendas Pokémon ZA tendrá también la opción de jugarse en español latinoamericano. Esto significa que de aquí en adelante habrá 10 idiomas disponibles para jugar. Finalmente, como ya anunciamos con anterioridad, las futuras
Awesome.
expansiones del famoso juego de cartas coleccionables de Pokémon estarán también disponibles en español de Latinoamérica. Localizar productos como Leyendas Pokémon ZA al español latinoamericano permitirá que millones de nuevos fans se unan a la comunidad global de Pokémon y se conecten con otros jugadores de formas nunca antes vistas. Como parte de The Pokémon Company Group, este es un claro ejemplo de nuestra misión de unir al mundo a través de Pokémon. Saber que los fans disfrutan aún más de jugar Pokémon en su idioma local nos permite explorar nuevas formas para deleitar a los jugadores de diferentes regiones y mercados como Latinoamérica. Este es un momento increíble para ser fan de Pokémon, sin importar en qué parte del mundo te encuentres, por lo que no puedo esperar para unirme a todos ustedes en sus próximas aventuras. Nos vemos pronto.
Pikachu's making me feel like it's a horror movie.
Finally,
It's gonna start moving.
here's the latest
Ooh.
update on Pokémon Legends ZA.
I want to see this. I'm excited about this. I was kind of hoping it was the same character. I guess that character is literally just stuck in that time forever. Oh well. Oh well. Oh yes. Totodile, my love. Wait, why is it 2 Gen 2 starters? Whoa, parkour! They're like running around. I want to see the open world. That's what I want. I want to see how it is like when you're just wandering around, but in a city. What is that?
Pokemon Legends ZA is a new title in the Pokemon series. The story takes place in Lumiose City, the largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands tall at the center of this city of beautiful vistas. These days, Lumiose is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment plan to turn it into a city that people and Pokemon truly share. After you arrive in Lumiose City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first partner: Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile.
Dude, that's confusing.
You'll choose one of these
2
Pokemon
from one
to
generation and
accompany
1 from
you
another.
on a new
I don't
journey
get
as
it.
you get to know Lumiose City and its inhabitants. Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tawny. The hotel where you'll be staying is run by AZ. You'll also meet his partner, Floette. Lumiose's redevelopment is being managed by Quasartico Inc. You'll become acquainted with the company's CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny. The different people
that guy's
you
just
meet
that
will
tall.
make your
That's
time
terrifying.
in Lumiose all the richer.
He's just, why is there just a 9-foot tall character?
To help people and Pokemon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These areas, located throughout Lumiose, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive. To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball. If you're having a hard time catching one, have one of your Pokemon use its moves to weaken the target, making it easier to catch.
Did they just knock it out but still catch it?
This
That
game
health
offers
bar
a
was
style
depleted.
of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect.
No.
So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand.
No way.
Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks.
No way.
Swap Pokemon if you need to and find the right moment to unleash a move.
That's huge.
What's more, certain Pokemon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution.
I don't even care. That's
When a trainer's
amazing.
keystone resonates with a Megastone held by their Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape. It'll unlock a new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its favor. As Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokemon, who knows what kinds of encounters and experiences will await you.
What was that?
Pokemon Legends ZA,
Ah, come on.
coming late 2025.
I mean, we know it's coming late 2025, but
Pokemon Legends ZA is scheduled to release in late 2025. We hope everybody can wait just a little longer for their adventures in Lumiose City to begin. That concludes our announcements for today. Thank you very much for watching.
thanks, Pikachu. You broke the TV. Okay, so that was interesting. Wow. I mean, it's I see a lot of disappointed people in the comments in the chat. I mean, like, yeah, sure, it still looks like a poorly developed Switch game. It was never not going to be. High voltage. Well, it's certainly a game. Yeah. But I don't know. The changes that they're making to battling, that's literally like a series defining change. That's enormous. That's a real development of what Arceus established. That's like actually like just playing further into that whole idea of making a battle this thing, and you're running around and like it actually matters the way that, like, that, I don't know. That's like adding a third dimension. That's like adding a third dimension to a 2D game. I don't know. I think that's crazy. I mean, I'll do a whole video on it, so I don't know, but I will say, awkward. I kind of thought the wild zones in the city would be like, oh, we made like this this whole wild area that's like a park, not just like, oh, you're just fighting in the streets. You know, like a little awkward, but yeah, I don't know. Hunter, from what I'm seeing, they're focused more on mechanics, not overall graphics. Yeah, I think they were never going to focus on graphics on the Switch. I'm also seeing people being like, where's Typhlosion? It's like, he was in the other game. We got him in the other one. Let's, hold on. We're going to go, we're going to do, let's see. I'm going to do, I need like a long one. I need like Hummingbird Feeder stream. Oh, this is live. I'd rather just watch a VOD. Here we go. It's not hummingbirds, but that's pretty good too.
I got this wow skin from Olay Body Wash. It's new super serum. Sinks into my skin.
I
with
have
5
natural wow skin, so. Oh, it's even got ambience. I'll keep that on. So, now the real live stream starts. Yeah. Now we got all that Pokemon stuff out of the way. I know I should. I mean, well, I don't want to install an ad blocker because my personal account, I have YouTube Premium, but I use incognito for this. So maybe I should install an ad blocker just for this, where I want to have just incognito. Deadhead. Anyway, love your vids, Arlo. Here's your friendly reminder to play Disco Elysium, even if you have already. I've not. I want to. It's definitely on my list. I have heard very good things about it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Pokemon Champions being a Smogon clone makes way more sense now that they're slowly shifting away from turn-based combat for the mainline games. Yeah, I don't know. See, that's the funny thing, though. Are they? Because Arceus did a lot, and then Scarlet and Violet, like, didn't take up that torch, you know? It didn't, like, continue with a lot of it. But now Arceus is going further in that way, and it's like, is this just because it's a spin-off? And the mainline Pokemon games are always going to be more simplistic? I don't know. I mean, really, now that we see that relationship between Arceus going into Scarlet and Violet and now going back to ZA, mechanically, we really don't know what's going to happen until... Because it was like, oh, you know, Scarlet and Violet and Arceus were probably being developed at the same time. So maybe they couldn't influence each other. So really, next gen is going to be like our answer. You know what I mean? Like, after this is another development. But we're not really going to know what the series, like, identity is going to be going forward until, like, next year or something when we get next gen. Definitely next year. I think that makes sense. So that's interesting. I'm really excited to see that. Gem, here's $20 to never play Disco Elysium. Deal. I have too many games to play. Realistically, I probably just will never get around to it. So you probably have yourself, you probably got yourself a deal. Klohan-chan, what are your thoughts on them not showing Gen 10? I think it's actually a good sign. Seems they're not rushing into it. I just think it's not the right time. If they're not releasing it this year, they don't want to reveal it. So I think it's good that they didn't. I would hate if they revealed the next generation in February of the previous year and we had to wait like 2 years. And, you know, like, Switch 2 is going to come out. It's going to be a big thing. And then, next year it will be a year old, and they'll release the first. I mean, it's going to be a massive deal. Like, they're going to sell, like, 50 million Switch 2s just with Gen 10, especially if it looks good at all. Fresh calamari. I found myself grimacing throughout that trailer. I'm very excited for Champions, but wow, did ZA have a face only a mother could love. I guess I'm desensitized to it. I didn't think it looked any worse than any of the other games. It still looks better than Scarlet and Violet. You know, Arceus looked and ran a little rough, but, like, better than Scarlet and Violet. So, I don't know. I just, like, sure, not great, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of... I just expect it now. I just accept it. Maybe I shouldn't. Ooh, I have a lot of good, tasty comments to read. Those beautiful birds. Those are the most gorgeous jays I've ever seen. What kind of jay is that? Someone who likes birds. What is that? Look at the pattern on the feathers. Wow. Jays are already very pretty, but that is the most just striking jay. Athea, thank you. I love you. I haven't played many Pokemon games. I am more a recent fan of Violet, but those changes to battle like reach and area of effect sound very neat. Hope it's utilized well. Definitely the standout to me during the game overview. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, almost nothing else even mattered in that trailer. You know, they're like, Mega Evolutions, who cares? I don't care. It's the fact that you can actually position your attacks now. Arceus was already good. But wow, that's a big change. I just cannot even say it enough. That's really, really exciting. You're right. That's the thing. That's the thing from the trailer. Godzilla. Nice to have you here. ZA seems to be what everyone who watched the anime has always wanted. 3D space battling with the ability to dodge is huge. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. And in Arceus, you could dodge, but, like, only, like, when other Pokemon were attacking you, your Pokemon couldn't dodge, and you're, like, moving around, and you're like, it doesn't really matter that I'm moving around, but it feels so good to move around that now that moving around actually does something. That's crazy. It's the excitement of the boss battles, but, like, with an actual Pokemon. Sad Bunny. I thought from the trailer it would be more like Digimon Cyber Sleuth. As someone new to Pokemon games, was nothing interesting in this stream for me. I am sorry. Pokemon has never been and never will be Digimon. I've got a friend who's always stood by that. Just like Digimon forever. Get your Pokemon out of here. Art, what's up? Pokemon Gen 10 is 100% happening next year for the Switch 2. It's the series' 30th anniversary. They're absolutely not skipping. Yeah, I think you're right. It's it's the timing just lines up too perfectly. It has been long enough since Scarlet and Violet. Like, it just is just about time for Gen 10. I don't know exactly how many years usually are between generations. I can't remember off the top of my head. But, like, yeah. The Switch will be rolling. Install base will be growing. Yeah. 30th anniversary. It only makes sense. I bet they're very happy. I bet they're very happy to have such a firm, just like obvious, like, yes, Gen 10, 2026. Let me see. Santiago, I doubt the Champions will be a Smogon clone. I imagine that it would be more like Stadium without the minigames. Yeah. I don't know what Smogon is. Everyone's mentioning that. Yeah, probably like Stadium. Just fighting. No, and it's really funny. Yeah, like, at some point I was like, I predicted they would just do, like, just for battling. A Pokemon game, but it's just for battling. And it's on the phone and it's on the Switch. And it's funny that it took them this long. But yeah, that's great. Dark Element. I'm late to the party. 2 Gen 2 start. Yeah, I don't get it either. I don't understand. I thought the whole point in Arceus was like, hey, we're going to pull from previous generation starters so we can pick like three different ones. And here, there's 2 Gen 2 stars. You know what? There's always a reason. I always watch these things and I go, why would they do that? And then Lockstin like busts down the door and is like, actually, there's an extremely clear lore reason for it. I'm sure there is. There always is. They do everything with a great purpose. Can't even begin to pronounce. Yeah, sorry. I can't pronounce that name. I like how we're getting an older character in ZA. Yeah, I like that he's older. I don't like that he's 12 feet tall, slender man. Okay. He's just like chest to head above everyone else, and he's slumped over. I don't even know if he's human. I think he's a Pokemon. I think that's going to be the twist. He's actually a Pokemon. Sorry to spoil that. It's just he's not human. Nyx Plays, I thought that Champions trailer was an announcement for the Game Boy titles coming to NSO. I think they're waiting for Switch 2. Yeah, for a second I thought we were getting the collection that was rumored. Just because it was... But I should have figured. They're always doing this whole, like... Every single new Pokemon product has to be like, you've been playing since the Game Boy. Here's a retrospective of every single... It's just like every product. It's kind of exhausting at this point. It's just like, what are you even announcing? Okay, so you're announcing a new game. Why do you have to make it this big, this big crazy thing? Sharp Edge. Doesn't matter what anyone prefers. Main games dropping turn-based for real-time will cause a fan schism war worse than Zelda or Star Wars. I mean, yeah, probably, and I think if anything, that's why I'm not counting on the changes coming to the main line. I think they may just keep it the Legends games, which that's why they were like, you know, technically it's not a spin-off, it's kind of mainline, but it's not the main line. Because you're right. You know, I like the idea of expanding the gameplay. I think that's more exciting, but I cannot deny that that is fundamentally changing just the very DNA of the game. That is, you know, it's like Zelda. I don't like that they've just permanently left behind the old style, which many people prefer. You're just leaving people behind. So with Pokemon, you leave behind simple turn-based battles, then like you've changed the game. You just completely changed the game. So people who like it better the other way are just out of luck. So they probably won't. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why Legends exists. It's for them to start experimenting with more actiony gameplay without going just like full action, without it just being, you know, Pokemon Unite or whatever. Without it being Pokken, you know. Isaias, have you heard of Super Mario Brothers Z? I guess not. I mean, maybe, but I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. Rutger? I never know how to pronounce that name. I've seen it around, but I've never heard it said out loud. Rutger? Legend ZA looks great, but I hope it's not going full live action. As someone who has autism, I'm not fast enough to use those types of controls. And yeah, that's exactly why I was saying, like, you know, the regular mainline turn-based ones are just infinitely accessible and approachable. People of all ages and abilities. So, like, there's a lot of value in that. So that's why they probably won't deviate from that completely. But this way we kind of, I don't know, have our cake and eat it too. The Alec Powers. I'm surprised by the graphics comments. I actually think it looks really good, and the gameplay looks so fun. Can't wait. Hope the wild zones are big. Yeah, it really didn't show off bigness of the wild zones. That it was just like, here's the wild area, and they're just like beating up a Pokemon in a gutter. It was a little strange. Yeah, I thought the graphics looked fine. Like it, yeah. Again, not Scarlet and Violet, so it looked fine. Yeah, I think the gameplay is more important than anything. And I'm excited. Zub Mur, my friend. Loxton predicted Grumpig already. Not surprising. See, I told you. I told you. There's always a reason for everything. I'm happy to get more Gen 2. I mean, like, I was happy Cyndaquil was in the other one, and now I get Totodile? Like, Totodile is my guy. Unfortunately for Alligator, it's not, I mean, we just keep him as a Totodile. Totodile is amazing, and then he just goes really ugly after that, but I still have affection, because that was my starter when I got Silver, way back in 1802. Jado, I'm at least happy Chikorita's getting a new form, Evo Mega. I picked it for Gold Silver back in the day, but Meganium sucks. I mean, that's just the starter curse. They're beautiful and perfect and adorable, and then they grow up and they're all ugly, and you want to flush them down the toilet. That's just the way it goes. Not going to read that name, but I did not see them delaying ZA, but I think they are crazy scared of the backlash from Scarlet and Violet. I think it's going to be a second until we see the monumental Gen 10. Maybe. I still see it next year. I don't know if they cared about the backlash. I don't think. I don't know. They keep pushing. They keep pushing it. They're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and I don't know if there is a point where it breaks. You know, I don't know. At the same time, I think that just naturally, the next game, just on more powerful hardware, it's just going to be easier. It's just going to run better. I think they only had to worry about this because it was on the Switch and because they were so bad at optimizing for it. And I don't know. Maybe it won't ever get that bad again. Or maybe they'll just keep pushing it. Maybe they will. Maybe Gen 10 will be even worse. I don't know. Genuinely wait and see when we will actually stop buying it. Instead of just breaking more records. Rebecca, thank you for the very generous super. You're amazing. My cats love an Arlo stream, and so do I. My two cats are going behind the TV screen, trying to find out where these dang birds are coming from. Much love to my favorite comfort tuber. Well, thank you so much. That's really cute. You're welcome, and apologies to your cats. Trying to find the bird, trying to find the source of these beautiful birds. I wasn't watching chat when I asked that question. We need to find out what kind of jay that is. That keeps popping up. The most gorgeous jay I've ever seen. Maybe I'll keep focusing on cat-centered content for end of stream stuff. P.S. Tanuki. That tall character was the ancient king of the XY region who was set off the super weapon in the past to save his Pokemon, who then abandoned him. He was redeemed in those games and seems to be rejoining society now. All right, I am clearly rather behind on the lore. Godzilla, you're forgetting Arlo. Totodile would be getting a new final evolution. He has a second shot. Yeah, you're right. They had, like, it's still, it was just like an alternate okay. I'm trying to remember now. Were they like alternate evolutions, or were they just like alternate form? They were still like the same Pokemon, right? It was still like Typhlosion. It was still Decidueye, but it was like a different version. You're right though. You're right though. That's big. And that's worth a shot. That's I'm definitely gonna pick him. And see what new Feraligatr looks like. See if they make him I mean they could at this point Feraligatr is like you just make it cooler and I'll be like cool, redeemed. Make it even uglier? Well there you go. That's his thing. I'm fine with that. I think that'd be funny. Make him just even more gross. Toothless. You missed floating kite super chat, Arlo. Bye. Oh no, I don't like to miss the super chats. But the system they have here is terrible. It's awful. Let me see. No, not that one. No. 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 It's just not even here. I'm really sorry to anyone if I missed your super, because no, I just like, it's just not even here. I don't even see it. Oh, hey, there it is. I found it. It got lost back here. Floating kites. Us. They should spend more time on the games. Also us. Where is my Black Remake / Gen 10? Hurry up, Game Freak. Thought ZA would be more ambitious. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't expect ZA to be any more ambitious than Arceus. Maybe just like a little bit more developed, but yeah, I don't know. We like our games. We complain about the games, but we also buy and enjoy the games. So yeah. Rutger. You might know my name from the actor Rutger Hauer. Yeah, see, exactly. That's the one. And I've never known how to pronounce it. Who played the antagonist in Blade Runner. It's Dutch, so difficult to pronounce for you, but it's basically our version of Roger. Okay. I'll have to look it up later. That's interesting. Thank you. Roger that. Steven. So what are your overall thoughts on the ZA trailer? I mean, I guess I kind of already shared it. I'm really just freaked out about the mechanics, about just the changes to combat. Like, that's huge. Everything else is like whatever. I mean, I do want to see more of like, just like, you go from like rolling plains and mountains and forests, and it's like, okay, now do the same thing, but in a city. I do want to see more of what that looks like. Because the way they showed it off, it was like, there are wild zones. And it was like, well, you just took a city block and called it a wild zone. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I want, like, some open spaces. I kind of thought there'd be, like, parks, biomes, or something. Noble Renegade. I'd have to rewatch the trailer, but it looked like there was some character customization. I hope so, because I love playing virtual dress-up with my trainer, and Scarlet Violet broke my heart. Yeah, I would also have to watch it again. I'm not sure. And yeah, I think someone was saying the comment about older character. Is it like the main character older? I guess I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about the customization. I think it's fun, but like, I don't know. Yeah, they'll probably save that for the big, crazy customization for Gen 10. The Denim Mage. That Champions reveal gave me such... Not saying that. I'd gladly pay for a collection, even if NSO was out of the question. Instead, we get a mobile game. What is this company thinking? Yeah, it is funny, especially with that rumor that we were getting a classic collection. And then, again, it's like, you've played the game in 1997 and all the way through history, and now we're just doing a thing. We're doing a mobile game where you can fight Pokemon. Okay, cool. All right. A product that, like, is surprising that it doesn't already exist, because it's just like, so it's just so simple. Yeah. I don't know. That's a really pretty, looks like a woodpecker, too. This person lives where there's a lot of really pretty, but look at that one. Look at the color. Wow. Sorry, distracted away from comments. Just some gorgeous birds here. Real nice birds. Roger. There's a famous story in Paris about a crocodile, and they had in the sewers, so they might make for alligator more like a crocodile. Water poison, maybe. That is, I mean, I'm convinced. Right there. I'm done. Like, that's it. You've convinced me. That's it. I'll talk to Loxton. He will confirm. But yeah. I'm sure that's it. I'm really hungry. I am hungry. I'm having a real fun time streaming, but I also have not had any breakfast or coffee. And I also probably need to get started making videos about the thing I just watched. You know? The Pokemon thing I just watched. I gotta, like, do videos and stuff on it. Probably do a video on the overall presentation and then one just on the Arceus. Not Arceus. It's Legends. Legends trailer. Other stuff, too. There's other, like, topic Arlo stuff I gotta catch up on. Tomer? Starters will get new Evo or just new Mega? Yeah, I mean, I guess that means that's probably both, right? If Legends Arceus had, like, new variants. It wasn't, like, strictly new evolutions. They just, like, they just evolved into a different version of themselves. So if those different versions now also have different Megas, could that technically mean that for those starters, we're going to get, like, really dramatically different Mega evolutions? Now you've given us an alternate version twice over? That's interesting. That's really interesting. I feel like they could just be, like, dramatically different. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now I really am thinking about Totodile. They could go anywhere with it. They could go crazy. Jordan, you spot a trainer. You walk up to them. What is your opening line before starting battle? That's hard. That's really hard. It's got to be something funny, you know. Something like the shorts one. Right after I beat you at this Pokemon battle, I'm gonna go and eat a sandwich. That was me. I do a cry. I'm the only trainer who does a cry. And it's like it sounds like an old like GBA, like garbled Pokemon cry, but it's me clearing my throat. And then at the end of the fight, you can catch me. Right after this battle, I'm going to pluck Christmas tacos from the tree. This is good. A lot of other people are answering this for me. Let's read some of these. Kablamaboo. What's the losing line? I don't even have money. No, you took my sandwich money. That's it. That's the losing line. Waka waka. Butternut squash. Yes, please. It's time to duel. Sam, Pokemon Z. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Yeah. Still really cool they're doing that. Still really neato. Taking the whole Z to a different angle. I'll get real tuna after this. This is a very boring stream. I like to think of it as a chill stream myself. I mean, the Pokemon stuff is over. You are free to go. Because right now, we're looking at birds and talking. I mean, you know what? You're lucky. You're lucky we're still talking about Pokemon. The PlayStation stream the other day, we just didn't even bother. We just started talking about whatever. Arceus had different forms because the game was set in the past, and ZA seems like it's in the present, so I feel like normal Final Evo with a new Mega is what makes sense. I hate that you're probably right. You're probably right about that. But still a great opportunity. Steven, what they give the starters will likely depend on whether Megas are permanent for future games. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it really did seem like, I don't know. I don't think anything is ever going to be permanent. I think they're always going to switch. I mean, it's good. They did Megas for a while, and then, like, it kind of went away. And now it's kind of like making a comeback. Now it's in the card game, and it's in Legends ZA. So, you know, like, they're just going to cycle these things around now that they've, like, introduced enough of them. Now they can just kind of, like, cycle around. Maybe introduce a new one every once in a while. You know, like Gen 10. Will there be, like, a big new thing? Is there even anything else you can do at this point? You make them go big. You make them go cool. You make them go sparkly. Like, okay, can we just not have another make them go? Just go back to one of the previous... Like, yeah, like, just, I don't know, bring back Megas for Gen 10. I don't know. Just don't even do the whole new... A new thing. But I don't know. Yeah. This is really fun, and I really love streaming. And it's really hard to stop a stream, especially because, like, you know, it's like, oh, we've only been here for an hour or whatever. Not even an hour. And I like hanging out, and I like bird content. I like just hanging out and talking with you folks. But I should go. It's important to start the day right. Eat food. Do work. Unfortunately. Oh. Oh, Cozy Foxtrot. Hey, Arlo, before you go, was there for us PS stream? How's the drums? Did you listen to Donuts by Jay? I did not listen to Donuts by Jay Dilla, but you just trapped me. I am caught in your trap because you mentioned drums, and I forgot. I got my drums yesterday. Oh, so we gotta talk about that for at least a little bit. I got some drums yesterday, you guys. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I got some drums. One of my friends was, well, a housemate was down near Portland, and I had been like looking around because, you know, I'm in Seattle, and yay, longer stream. No, we're talking about drums now. Point is, I've been looking on like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace and stuff. I really wanted some Roland TD-17. I'm like, all right, I'm willing to invest a little bit of money, like trying to get like a middle ground of like, I'm new, so I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, but I don't want to be like replacing this thing within a year. So I decided on the Roland TD-17, which seemed like a good middle ground, and I'm like, you know what, like I'm pretty interested in this. I'm willing to. I don't know. I just wanted to get some drums, and then Arlo gets a tuba, and there was like one that was in, and it was perfect, but it was in Portland, and I didn't want to drive like 3 hours. But then by coincidence, one of my housemates was like near Portland. And the guy messaged me and was like, hey, I'm moving this weekend, and I really want to get these out of here, so I'll chop even more off the price. So, like, it worked out perfectly. Like, they drove down to Portland and brought it up for me. And it was, I have them now. I have them in my room now. And that's exciting. I don't know, yeah. I take a break from doing bird surveys for work to watch a stream, and I come into everyone watching birds. There's no escape. Bird survey? That's so cool. That's your job? That's incredibly cool. That's amazing. Yeah, no, so point is I have some drums now, and I haven't really had a chance to play them much, like, you can't exactly play the drums when people are sleeping in your house. Even on the electric ones, I got the headphones, but like hitting the plastic is still kind of loud. Yeah, electric drum set. Electronical drum set. I am learning. I am new. I'm very new. I have been drumming on myself for my whole entire life. And I think I don't know. I just kind of, I talked about it more in the other stream, but I just kind of, I don't know. It just kind of happened one day. I've just been like, I don't know. I've been doing really well, mentally. I've just been, I don't know. I've been doing really well and feeling really good and feeling, like it's just kind of easier to, whatever. I don't want to know the whole thing right now. Easier to do stuff. I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling like, it's easier to do the things that I want to do. And the other day I was just like at the park, feeling really good, listening to music, and I got some sticks and I was just drumming with them, and I was just like, I think I really actually want to start learning how to play the drums, like for real. So I went and got a practice pad and was doing that for a bit, and then I was like, oh, I don't know about the actual drums, maybe I should do this for a while. But then yeah, I got the deal on the Roland drums, and now I have them kind of sooner than I expected. I kind of just jumped into this. So I have a set of Roland TD-17 drums. And the guy sold me everything. That was the thing too. Is like, you buy it, you got to get the extra kick pedal and the hi-hat stand, but it came with all that stuff. And then on the way back, a different friend sold me his throne. So like, it got here with an absolute complete set of everything. It was perfect. Whole entire thing. Oh yeah, a reminder that you can't rewind the stream, because I have found that having the DVR setting on, like, it already takes a really long time for your comments to get to me, and it's like dramatically longer when when I have that setting on. So I am sorry, you will have to wait until I upload this stream to Arlo Plays. Hi-hat, snare drum, and ride is all you need, but ditch the electric. I'm not ditching the electric. It's absolute best for my my setup right now. I can play it quietly, and it also, I want to do things with digital audio production with them. Godzilla, just make sure you wear proper ear protection. We don't need our favorite blue monster not being able to hear the Marios. I will. And you know what I really do need? I'm using a crummy little amp. I need to get some real monitors, some real speakers. Because, like, yeah, I was like, a few months ago, I was having a good day off, and I was just on my synth, like, all day, and having a lot of fun making music. And then after I didn't feel like I had it too loud, but then I took the headphones off, and my ears were ringing like crazy. And I looked it up, and people were like, "Oh yeah, like you're listening to all of this completely unprocessed, like raw audio, and it is terrible for your ears." So like, yeah, I already know I need some speakers. Where's the birds? Where'd the birds go? So yes, for drums, I'm gonna be absolutely sure. That's another good thing about electronic drums, is I can have them as quiet as I want. I wonder how long the chat delay is. For reference, I'm sending this message at 7 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, February 25th. Let me know when you get it. I will. I'll let you know. So yeah, that's my thing. That's the thing I'm like really overwhelmingly excited about. I'm like, I'm doing this, and I know that when I stop doing this, so like right now, this second, I can't run in there and play my drums. And then after I'm done with this, I need to like eat. I need to like make breakfast. And so I can't run in there and play the drums. And then after that, it's like, okay, well, I gotta make all these videos. I gotta at least record some videos about the Pokemon Presents. I gotta get the files to Kane so he can work on them. Maybe then I could spend a little time running in there playing the drums. Maybe. I'm really excited though. I really am. Golly, like I don't know. It's funny. It's funny to pick up an instrument when you're in your, I'm still gonna say mid-30s. I think 37 is probably technically late. I'm gonna call it mid or mid to late 30s. 38 is clearly late 30s. So, and that's this October. So I'm still enjoying pretending like mid 30s. Make a breakfast burger. That sounds pretty good. So yeah, I don't know, to like start a new instrument. I mean, like obviously, there's nothing is ever too late for anything. It's just kind of, yeah. It's just funny. How about prime 30s? Thank you. I mean, my 30s are, I'm the prime 30 years. My husband is 37 and he called himself 40 the other day. Yeah, yeah, I've got a friend. They were pretty much since like 34. Just like, just round up to 40. 29, I still say mid-20s, yeah. You know, not to spin this off on a whole entire other thing, but like, I'm trying really, really hard to not let the age thing get to me. It does way more than I want it to. That is it. I'm going to open up that vulnerability to you if it wasn't already obvious. I don't like it. I don't like getting older. I don't like how older I'm getting, and I know that that's wrong. I know that it's wrong for so many reasons, so it's something I'm working on. And a lot of it is just like, I don't know. There's just so much I want to do, you know? There's just so much I want to do in my life, and let's all exploit his vulnerability. But I know, like, the most important thing is to just be happy and love yourself where you are, no matter where you are, you know? That's the trick to always being happy. Finally, a bird. Is to just be happy where you are. The place you are, the time you are. That's what you got to do. So it's what I am working on it. I'm trying to work on it. Anyway, though, yeah, starting an instrument, trying to not get hung up on the guilt and the sadness that I didn't until now. Because that's another trap. That's another worthless trap that only brings you down, does not contribute anything. Godzilla, mind over matter, just choose to stop aging. I mean, that's essentially it. You don't actually stop aging, but, like, you just stop, like, paying attention to the fact that you're aging, you know? You just kind of, that really is it. I saw some people asking about the drum thing, if my experience. No, I really am a beginner. Here and there throughout my life, you know, especially like in like college and high school, you know, my friend had a drum kit and we'd go over there and play. I mostly played guitar at that time, but I'd get on the drums and mess around a little bit here and there. But I've never owned a kit. I've never had my own. So I am a beginner. However, I do have ADHD and I have been, again, just drumming on stuff. So, like, it's funny to say that. I know that that's not really the same thing, but at the same time, I think it kind of, it's given me a head start. You know? Like, I have some understanding of just rhythm and kind of how it works, and yeah, I don't know. I've got like a tremendous amount of like work ahead of me, but I don't know. I think I've got something of a natural like a knack for it. That doesn't mean I'm good. It doesn't mean that I will be even better than anyone else. It just means that like the basics, just the fundamentals just kind of come naturally to me. So I'm not struggling as much as I think I could. So I feel very fortunate there. There's still so much to learn, though, especially because I've only been just drumming on stuff. Integrating the kick, that is the hardest. Integrating the kick, especially with its own separate rhythm, that is a thing. That bird just throw up? Did that bird just throw up? I don't know. We'll never know. Quasar's Castle. It's a cool name. Keith Richards is in his 90s. So you have 53 years of playing music left. I'm also 37 and play music. I can hope. I can hope to make it that long. It's much, not to get too depressing, but it's a lot easier to imagine all the time you have left when you're really young. And then when you get closer to 40, it's just kind of like, huh. Yeah, no, there's any number of things that can happen at this point. It's not I'm not like, oh, well, I'm almost halfway done. If you're lucky. Anyway, you gotta just take life a day at a time. Live every day, not as though it is your last, but as though you have unlimited days ahead of you. That's my motto. Godzilla. So when are we going to get some of that Arlo original music? You could start a whole other side channel so your fans can follow along. I mean, honestly, I do want to get to that point. I really do. I'm just so... Again, like, yeah, like this whole time I am mad at myself for not learning drums, and I'm starting now. It's the same with music theory. I've always been really, really passionate about music my entire life. And I just never had the patience, really. The patience and the dedication to just sit down and learn it. And that's like I said, it's just, I'm really, I guess, addressing my inattentive ADHD tendencies and learning all of the little tiny, like, microscopic ways that my brain has been kind of keeping me from achieving things. Because whenever it's too, like, scary or hard or just intimidating in any kind of way, I just, like, stop. Or, like, if something starts being boring for even a second, I just stop. And it's like I'm just recognizing how much I've been doing that. And kind of, like, learning how to overcome it. And in doing that, I'm just naturally finding myself being like, why don't I learn music theory? Why don't I just, like, look up a video? You know, like, and I've gone in that whole story a whole bunch where just like, yeah, this was like a year or two ago. Literally just a half-hour YouTube video, and it's like, oh, I understand music theory now. Like, I get it now. All I had to do was watch a video to have the fundamentals and go from there. Like, I know enough about it now just from that, just the foundational knowledge that, like, you can build from there. It's like a programming language. When you, like, it's literally theory. It's not just, like, memorizing chords. It's not just, like, this is a G. It's like, no, like, what is a G? What is a scale? How do you build a G? Like, I get it now. I get how to build chords and things, and I just need to, like, practice, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm kicking myself. But I'm also not kicking myself. I'm also proud of myself. Because if it was a problem and it was hard to do my whole life, and I am finally just kind of healing my brain in a way that makes it easier for me to just be like, hey, was that a missing now? Whoa. I'm just finding it easier to do things that I've always wanted to do. And it's like, oh, you just kind of do it, man. You kind of just do it. So anyway, all that to say, I do want to start making music. When I reach a point where I can make music that seems okay to share, then, yeah, that would be fun. The funny thing about the drums, though, the funny thing about the drums is that, like, most of the stuff I do, I'm one of those people who falls into that trap of, like, every one of my hobbies, I have to, like, eventually be able to monetize, you know, like, I mean, like, and not like in a cynical way where like everything has to make me money, more just like I've always known that I've wanted my career to be creative. I've always known that I want my creative passions to be what I do, you know? So it is always like everything that I want to do. I'm like, yeah, but I want to do it for an audience. I want to do it like in support of my career. But with drums, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a healthy step for me as a person, like in maturity. Because I don't know if I feel that way about drums. Because even though I want to get into music, I'm also like, I don't know. Drums are like, I imagine that if I'm like really making music that I really want to share, I'm probably just going to be like meticulously programming the drums. I don't anticipate like wanting to play in front of people. I don't want to like be in a band, like be in a rock band or whatever. Like, I mean, you know, I mean, I've always wanted that. At this point, I don't know if it will. Point is though, I don't even know exactly what my plan's on for the drums. I don't even know how much it's going to play into my actual music production. But I just want to do it. I just want to do it. It is so enjoyable and so like therapeutic just to engage in the act, and especially to like increase my skill in it, that I'm seeing value in that all by itself. And I think that's a really good thing. I think that's a good thing for me. Not having a plan. Maybe it will. Maybe I will eventually, you know, get good enough and I'm doing the drums in my own music or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Brendan J. Smith, what's your favorite Muppet / Sesame Street song? You kidding me? Ooh. There's no way I have one favorite. But okay, what's like the first one that pops up in my head that I just adore? Yeah, there are definitely more, even just Fraggle Rock. There are more than I could like count. First one that comes to mind is Rainbow in the Sky. I can't remember if the song itself is called Rainbow in the Sky. That might be like a subtitle. It's probably just called Goodbye. If you search it up on YouTube, just put Fraggle Rock Goodbye, Rainbow in the Sky. Just a soul-achingly beautiful song. So much of the music in Fraggle Rock was so beyond what you would and ever would after that find in a kid's show. Like, it's just, it's crazy. So yeah, drums. It's a thing. It's a thing for me. That's the thing I'm doing right now, and I'm really, really excited to go play some drums later today when I get a chance. It's gonna be fun. And it is hard. It really is hard. It's really complicated, and you know what? And that's a part of it. That's one of those things where that's that little thing in my head. Like whenever I start really thinking about how complex drumming can be, it scares me, and it sets off that little red flag thing that's just like, oh no, too scary, don't do it, look away from it. And that's one of those things that's been stopping me for so long, you know, like, it's like, yeah, I guess so, but like lots of things seem scary until you just do it. You work up to it, you know, it doesn't come all at once. I'm not learning these like complex like math algorithms, theorems or whatever for like, you don't start there. You just work up to it. Like, it's so many things seem too scary to even start. But it's like, yeah, but you just start, though. And you take another step, and then you take another step, and you slowly work your way there. And, like, yeah, even just, like, listening to the music that I like to listen to. I have been listening to a lot more music with a lot more, I don't know, complex percussion. And I'm listening and I'm like, could I ever expect to do that? Is that even possible? I'm just like scared. I just like, oh, I can't do that. But no, it's all right. You work up to it. You know what? And that's what's so funny is like, I proved it to myself all the way back with like Guitar Hero, Rock Band. You watch someone play and you go, that's impossible. And then like literally a month later, I'm playing songs on Expert and it's like, yeah, it's because you just practice. It looks impossible. Your brain can't comprehend it. Oh, I can't even see what. No, I know. You learn how you train your mind to pay attention to this thing and process it faster than you would process regular information. You just get better at it in a way that you can't see until you are better at it. That's practice. That's been a big thing in my life recently. Like for any old thing, all these things that used to just like intimidate me. It's like, yeah, it's just practice. It's called practice. It means just do it. And you don't get scared off by feeling intimidated by it. You do it. And even if you fail and you feel awful at it, that's still practice. You just do it. So that's been big for me. Especially practicing with the practice pad. Just going. Even when it gets boring, just go. Just keep going. Anyway, Athea. Great to have something you want to do and to start doing it. Glad you got that deal for the drums. Very happy for you, Arlo. Have a wonderful day. Everyone here loved the stream. It's very, very good to see you. Always lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. You are always a bright spot in the heavens. Took that very grand. It's because you put the star emoji. You are a star in my sky. Brendan, I'm a big fan of Do the Rubber Duck, and I hope that something better comes along. Yeah, you mean, I assume you mean Rubber Ducky, the classic one. Either that or a different one, I'm not sure. But yeah, hope that something better comes along. It's a really, really, really good song. I mean, all the songs from the original Muppet movie were super good too, yeah. I mean, just the other day I was listening to Going to Go Back There Someday. Just gorgeous. Just so many good songs. And someone was asking mesh heads or whatever you call them. I heard that was the way to go. You have no idea how excited I was when I saw you were still streaming this long after the presents and immediately wanted to know about what random topics you were talking about. Right now it's drums. Occasionally dipping into Muppet songs. Confidence in one's ability to learn and improve really is a life hack. It is. There are so many things just about life that you hear and you just don't get it until you get it. You hear it and it sounds empty, even if you know it is truth. You still don't process it. You don't integrate it. And there are so many things like that, like where it's just like Ryan McFarland, thank you for the super. Things like when it comes to success, there are the people who gave up and there are the people who didn't. And that seems so shallow. It seems so obvious. But like when it really boils down to it, how did that person get so good at playing that instrument? Well, they didn't give up playing it. They just kept playing it. Like they just kept going. You take 1 million people, all trying to learn the same instrument, and you just like, or like trying to accomplish anything, you just like, over time, over the timeline, you see them dropping out. They're dropping out by the dozens and the hundreds and the thousands. They drop, and it all boils down to the people who just did not stop and did not give up and gave this thing the most amount of time. It really is just doing it or not doing it. So I'm trying to like take that philosophy and use it in my life for just anything that I want to accomplish, anything, any challenge that I want to overcome. You know, recognizing how in the past, right here, I can feel it. I can literally feel it. I will reach a point and I will go, in the past, this is the point where I would have given up. Where I would have, or even like, you know, even just, I would have gotten bored and gone and done something else. And when you push past that point, like, it's powerful. It feels like a life hack. It feels like you've hacked the system. You know, like, yeah, learning how to learn. Learning how to learn honestly teaches you the equality and power of all humans. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not easy to make the right decision, but when you start learning how to do it, it can really dramatically improve your life. And I'm just recognizing how many of the wrong decision I tended to make. I mean, still, I'm not perfect. I just mean, like, I'm improving. How often would I make just, you know, the lazy decision or the anxious decision? I'm too scared to do this. I'm too bored to do this. I'm too just like, just something is putting me off. You just keep it going. Even like, you know, maybe I'll put these dishes off until tomorrow. That's not the brave decision. So if I decide to do them now anyway, I just got a little stronger. And I just realized how much stronger I just am, you know? Portfolio Doodles. Arlo, your lives are like therapy to me. Love yous. I think you probably mean the stream. This is the only life I have living. I have living. But thank you. I get what you're saying. I love you too. Also, people shouldn't be afraid to get invested and learn an uncommon instrument. I started with piano since that's the norm, but found my passion for music in clawhammer banjo. That's so cool. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just the act of learning music at all it's therapy. It's so good for you. Before we had the telephone, we had the drum. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, really. You want to go way back. What's the first instrument that anyone ever developed? It was just percussion, just hitting stuff. Krunga had his good old whacking stick, and he was trying to whack the mouse. And he hit the hollow tree stump instead. And he said, "Wait a minute. Let me do again." Want to learn the violin at some point? Violin's fun. I had one or two friends who had violins, and I would like noodle around on them a little bit. But I never got to like really play. Really fun. Really hard. Oh man, not having frets. Not having frets at all. That's a thing. Once you get good enough at playing your instrument to the point you can just shut off your brain and play the songs you've memorized while zoning out to a good view is so therapeutic. Yeah, even just with drums, I'm finding even just like with my practice pad. I mean, like, okay. I'm learning how to keep a beat, like, at all. You know, I'm trying but like to stay on it. And it only works when I am in that zone. And I recognize that that zone is me letting go a lot. It's me not focusing on it. Or rather, it's me focusing only on the music and not on anything else. So it's a very letting go. It's a very automatic process. I will find myself zoning out and doing the beat, doing a complex beat that I didn't know I could do, and being like, wait a minute, I'm doing it. I'm not thinking about it. And if I think about it too hard, I will stop being able to do it. It's coming naturally. It's very like intuitive. So yeah, I can imagine with any instrument, yeah, when you learn it well enough to just kind of like flow and like let it happen. It's got to be an amazing feeling. That's probably one reason why, like, I got the pad and I started experiencing that, just that feeling of like that flow state. It's basically an altered state of consciousness, like it was just like, oh yeah, I want to keep doing this for sure. Yeah. Did I mention my bass? I must have, because I also got a bass recently. I kind of want to learn the bass too. I was more into guitar, when I was a college student with aspirations to be in a rock band or something. I was more into guitar. Now I am more interested in bass. The guitar is a little more complex than I think I'm interested in. Bass has such an elegant simplicity to it. What happened to that squirrel? Got a little owie on there or something. The cute little squirrel. I just love like the tones too. I just love bassy sounds. So yeah, I've been playing the bass on occasion too. So that's exciting. And it was really hard not to buy a fretless bass, because fretless, like, yeah, the violin, that's why it's so hard. And like fretless bass is like the best sounding instrument in the world. But I'm not ready though. I don't want to learn on a fretless. I know I probably could, but I'm not going to. I'll learn on a regular one first. And then as a treat, someday, I'll get a fretless. Mike, thank you for the super. Brendan, the drums are a full body instrument. Yeah, it's good exercise too. It really is. And kind of on the subject of like kind of just pushing through with practice, I can tell that I'm drumming more than I've ever drummed before, because I'm like sitting there practicing and I'm like, oh, my arms are getting tired. I'm actually like having a hard time keeping the beat because my muscles are failing. And that's another one of those moments where I'm like, I'm recognizing, oh, in the past, the second my arms started getting tired, I would go, I don't want to do this anymore. And I would stop. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to develop. I'm going to build those muscles. That was another like really big thing, is like basically drumming to failure, like it's great. Yeah. It's a lot of exercise. Great for the old arms. Great for my long, squiggly Nintendo arms. There are a lot of options, aren't there? There are a lot of options for instruments. It's a little intimidating. Arlo, bass and drum incarnate. I do like me some D&B. Imagine never stopping Ring Fit. Yeah. Imagine what the world would be like if just no one ever stopped Ring Fit. They just kept going. Yeah, that was great exercise for the week I played it. For the review. Mafeep. Have you ever tried any drumming rhythm games like Rock Band or Taiko? They are a lot of fun, especially the newest Taiko. I believe it's a drumming RPG. Whoa, that's cool. I'm way more likely to play that now. Not the drumming. For drumming, I did play Donkey Konga 1 and 2 exclusively at work when I worked at Game Crazy. So exclusively at work and during work hours. That was my only experience playing Donkey Konga. It introduced me to Shiny Happy People by REM. Those were okay games. They were fun. I did play a really, really good amount of Rock Band and Guitar Hero, though. Back in the day. Back in my day. Love that. Really into that. Yeah, never played Taiko, though. Other thing I've learned about learning, it's better to go in the wrong direction than to stand still. Yeah. Action is literally always better. When it comes to, like, almost anything. It's just like, be doing. Be going. Even if you're, like, afraid you're doing it wrong. It's like, yeah, but you're still building up your do muscles. You know, you're still doing something. Nothing is worse than just standing still. Mike, love you, buddy. I love you, too. Think they give us a Johto remake soon? Lol, I'm growing weary from the wait. At this point, I really don't know. Because I couldn't tell you. I think, the fact we got, since we're getting a Legends this year and probably Gen 10 next year. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the year after. Or technically, possibly next year. But yeah, they're probably going to want to catch the anniversary. So, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I started my commute when Arlo was saying he's done. I get to work and he's still going. Yeah, see, someone mentioned drums. And so now I can't leave. Because we're talking about drums. And we're having a good time. I heard Guitar Hero on the DS was awesome. Yeah, I heard it was like really surprisingly good. I don't have any favorite drummers right now. I've always liked drums, but I've never like really paid attention to like percussion in the music I listen to. It's just like, yeah, I never really focused on it that much. So now I guess I still don't. I mean, I really like, I'm crazy about King Gizzard, so I'm a big fan of Cavs and his work. I like the way he hits things with sticks. I think I also just don't listen to a lot of music that like I mean, I am listening to more music where the percussion is more I don't know, complex or whatever. But I still don't listen to a lot of like traditional rock bands. You know, where you're going to get like, oh, my favorite drummer is like this guy. I love Vic Firth or whatever. And it's like, I still don't really listen to that kind of music a lot. I don't listen to a lot of rock. I only kind of recently started getting back into it. Like psych rock and stuff. King Gizzard, obviously. I don't remember the source, but I do remember seeing something about how your willpower can be trained like a muscle. The more you just force yourself to do it, the better you get at it. Absolutely. That's, yeah. That's it exactly. That's precisely what I'm learning. That's why it feels like a life hack. It literally just is. If there's a thing that you really don't want to do, and you just do it anyway, you literally get better at doing what you don't want to do. It gets easier. It is literally like a muscle. Every single thing that you do. This is a thing that even just understanding this has also really changed the way I see like everything. Is just like literally every single thing that you do and experience is represented by a real, literal, physical connection in the neurons in your brain. Everything you do, everything you see, everything you think, everything is represented as a connection in your brain, just like lines of code in a computer and in software. Do the thing, create the connection. Do it again, strengthen the connection. Keep doing it, strengthen it. not do the thing, even though you want to, weaken the connection. Don't do it, weaken, 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 weaken. Think about the thing, connection. Train yourself not to think about the thing. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, willpower. It really is just like, you just do it. If there's a thing you want to do, you just do it. If there's a bad habit you don't want to do, you just don't do it. And that is easier said than done. Obviously, it's really difficult to just have that initial burst of willpower. But it has helped me to have that strength for that initial burst of willpower, knowing that I am in control of the strengthening and the weakening of these connections. And that by forcing myself to do or not do the thing, I am just getting stronger. That's been huge. Absolutely huge. The more you do it, the better you get at it. I apologize to all of the people asking questions about Pokemon. My mind has gone elsewhere. King Gizzard mention, you will continue to get King Gizzard mentions. I think they probably come up every stream. Discomfort tolerance is a big deal in a lot of kinds of therapy. Yeah, that's been big for me. My discomfort tolerance was too low. Really way too low. And that kind of dictated a lot of my life. Because it's not just physical discomfort, it's also mental discomfort. And like, yeah, that can have a really subtle effect on just like what you are able to do as a person. How you react to various stimuli. Because like you could have I had a low tolerance for it. But then also a brain that convinced me it was worse than it was. For various reasons. And when you just go like, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's okay to be uncomfortable. You just push through it. Like it's huge. Exactly. Many circumstances, kinds of neurodivergency, psychological issues, etc. don't allow us to just do some things, sometimes / without help. So don't beat yourself up if you can't do it yet. Precisely. And that's the thing. I mean, like, you could say that about everybody. Is like, if a person didn't do a thing, it could be argued they couldn't do that thing. You know, what does could and couldn't even mean? It just means that all of the makeup of your brain and all of your circumstances and everything, you either did or you didn't. And you could look back and say, oh, I wish I did have the willpower in that moment. It's all very it's all very complex. That's why you still just have to do your best and recognize that you're not going to be perfect. But if you can and when you can, you just tell yourself, I am going to just do this thing. And if you can manage that, it can be a big deal. Yeah, Sharpedge, you've been talking about your tinnitus. That's awful. I'm going to bring up discomfort tolerance to my therapist. Main issue is tinnitus. Yeah, that's a hard one. Constant discomfort. The tolerance to it is essentially the only thing that you can do. Yeah. That's hard. Just being okay with it. Easier said than done. But isn't that everything? Everything is easier said than done. Again, it's some things, they seem obvious. You say, like, yeah, I know, but like, doesn't make it. That doesn't make it just easy. yeah, you got it, CD. Amazingly, some psychological issues are caused by circumstances and environment. If we were all picking berries in the woods instead of sending emails, none of us would have ADHD. Know what I mean? Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, it's... Neurodiversity just means, like, brains work in different ways. And, if we were all living the life that we were supposed to be living, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. But instead, we're sending emails and living in houses, and it's messing us up. Absolutely. And everybody is such a big mix of nature and nurture. Everything contributes. And it doesn't just contribute. Like, it's not even just like this static thing where, like, okay, my mental makeup and my environment and everything is just like makes me who I am at this moment. It's like, no, because like if I have a tendency to be this way, okay, that affects the decisions that I make, which in a butterfly effect kind of way affects everything else that happens throughout my life, which then feeds back into me and strengthens or weakens different parts of this. It affects how I interact with other people and how they, the feedback they give to me, and it just builds, and it's just infinitely complex. And so you have these problems where even minor differences in like brain structures in chemistry can just build up over time to become these incredibly complex mental structures and behavioral structures. It's crazy. Yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about it. I really do. If you couldn't tell. This is a big topic of interest for me. I wouldn't mind just picking berries in the woods for the pay I'm making. Yeah. Society was a mistake. Yeah. Tell me about it. Came back for lunch and came back to these deep themes. What the heck? I want to share that I went to Taco Bell yesterday and an AI voice took my order. I just sat there baffled until someone real came to take my... Yeah, if I go to a fast food place and an AI voice is taking my order, I'm just gonna... I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna take it well, though. I honestly think that... I don't know. I don't want to create problems for the employees, but, like, I don't want to accept that. I just want to, like, no, I'm not doing that. Just not doing it. Can we just collectively say we're not doing that? If everybody just refuses to do it, you know what I mean? Like, can we just not accept that? Super gross. This is nice. Yep, you hit the nail on the head, Jamie. Gosh. We can't go so big with this. There are plenty of people out there who think that everything, all strength in society and technological advancements, it's all a good thing. The very idea of you just say, agriculture was a bad thing. What are you even talking about? That is the most nonsense possible. And then but then you really start learning. Yeah, it was pretty much agriculture. If you just... Why are there so many problems in the world? Agriculture. Why did humanity take such a dark turn? It's agriculture. Sorry. That's when things went wrong. But that's a bigger discussion for another day. Food was a mistake, yeah. We should go back to eating rocks. Like we're supposed to. Should have destroyed the refrigerator when we had the chance. Yeah. It's like, well, get rid of your refrigerator. But it's so convenient. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people think it was industrialization. No, agriculture was just the first step. Rock diet has lots of minerals. Crunchy on the outside, crunchy on the inside. Ostriches eat rocks to help their digestion. A lot of birds do, actually. I want to say, like, could I even say most? I don't know. But, like, they have a crop as the pouch. And they, like, eat rocks, and it helps, like, grind down the seeds and stuff. At least, like, I know parrots do? I don't know. I should try that. I should try that. And they just sit in there and conveniently grind up your food for free. Eat like a Goron, feel like a Goron. Yes, gastroliths are common in most birds and even have been found in the fossils of herbivorous dinosaurs. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, we really are just learning year after year how bird-like dinosaurs were. You know? So that doesn't surprise me at all. Have you ever met a human that regretted eating rocks? I haven't. I haven't either. That's a really good point. Next Arlo recommends is discomfort tolerance and eat rocks. You know how to fix your discomfort tolerance? How to raise it? Eat rocks. It's very uncomfortable. I could go for a good rock roast. No, this is not my birds. This is just YouTube. I just put on whatever. Don't eat rocks. Don't eat rocks. Arlo recommends return to monkey. Yeah, Arlo recommends ditching literally all of society and going and living out in the woods. You can't, though. That's the thing. That's the problem. Well, why don't you just not anymore? It's like, you literally can't. It's just not possible. For various reasons. You could go live out in the woods if you own the property and pay taxes on it. I know eating rocks helps. Save money. I'm watching this instead of sorting some stuff out. Tell me to leave. That'll be good for my discomfort tolerance. Next stream when? Cozy Foxtrot. You are, how do I do that? Staying on the stream is the comfortable thing. But if I call you out and make you go do it, then you are accepting the discomfort of doing it, but you are escaping from the discomfort of me stressing you into doing it. So that's kind of cheating the system. I'm sorry. Actually, the only way to do it is to just do it. In fact, I'm going to help you by making this stream even more entertaining so that it's even harder for you to go and do the stuff you need to do. So that when you do it anyway, you feel even stronger. That bird just fell. That was cool. That was funny. So there you go. You are welcome. I guess I don't actually know how to make it more interesting. More wild and interesting than this. What else could we possibly do? Real talk, though. I hope you are taking walks and like cooking or doing a craft hobby or something. Interneters need to be grounded in the real world. It's a hard thing for pro content creators. That is precisely what I've been doing recently. That's why you probably haven't heard from me a lot. I've not really been on social media. I kind of just don't do it anymore. And I have been spending a lot of time on myself. And yeah, just, going for walks. Drumming. It really is important. We really do need to just get off the internet a lot. I'm really trying hard to just spend as little time as possible on my darn phone. But easier said than done, like so many things. Thought about starting a commune with friends. Solar power making it easier than ever. I mean, really, that's the best thing you can do. I think about it all the time. Just what would happen if I just ran away? Go join a commune somewhere. I would probably be happier. But easier said than done. Completely disintegrating from this society that raised me. That's a thing. That's a big thing. There's some discomfort tolerance there. Can you go and live off the land? Be a farmer? Do a bunch of manual labor? I don't like manual labor. I'm trying to fix myself with it. I'm trying to get better at it, but boy. Manual labor. That's why I'm a YouTuber. I tried to run away from home in my late elementary school years and made a living by 1, taking a winter coat with me, and 2, emerging from the woods only to shoplift from grocery stores. That is funny. But it's also funny because that really does point to a much bigger thing where there are some people who feel like, I want to break the system. I don't want to be a part of this whole thing. But like you are though. You still have needs, and if your needs, if you are pulling them from the system, well, then you're just taking and not giving. That's not you beating the system. That's you cheating the system, and not in a, oh, I live off the land. Like, no, you don't. Is it true that I didn't have a smartphone until 2017? No, that is not true. It probably wasn't until... I guess I can't remember. Maybe it was around there. It was very late. I was one of the last people to get a smartphone. I clung to my really cheap little flip phone for a really long time. I mostly just didn't want to pay extra. I just didn't want... everybody I knew had the expensive phone plans where they bought the brand new phone and had to pay for it every month. And then just paying for data was so much more. My phone plan was so cheap. I paid $20 a month just for talking. And I feel like data plans were so much more. But then eventually I'm on a family plan and they just had a good deal and it became worth it. And I still feel like I barely pay anything. So I had to wait till it was cheap enough and then just, learn that you can buy a cheap phone. But yes, very strange amount. I was a YouTuber when I got a smartphone. It within that time frame. Arlo's inspired me. I'm going back to my roots. I'm off camera, getting ready to pounce on those birds for food right now. Live your best life. Good for you. If you can catch I don't want to hurt a wild bird, but if you're living out in the woods and you can catch one of these pretty little birds, I won't, yeah. You gotta eat, right? I love manual labor. Very gratifying feeling of finishing of a physical task, done everything from chopping wood to house renovation to car restoration. Very fulfilling and healthy. Yeah. That you ain't wrong. And that kind of ties back in with what we were talking about with discomfort tolerance. I have had a really hard time just moving my body my whole life. It's just this very subtle little thing that's just like, ooh, too hard, too tired, too ouchy. Subtly just keeping me from enjoying physical activity, and I'm finally overcoming that and recognizing how good and healthy it feels to move and to do things. Would you ever go on Survivor? Real question. No, I would not. If there was like a cool, like non-televised version, maybe that would be fun. But like reality TV is just too disconnected from reality. I got too bored and uncomfortable. I'm back to scrolling. Yeah, see, exactly. It's such a big thing. I think that's called camping. Yeah. Stretching every day. Yes, it does make a huge difference. I have been finally doing yoga. I finally get it now. And yes, I don't feel like I'm dying anymore. Throughout your 30s, turning 30 is just being like, oh, haha, my knees hurt. I sure am getting old. And then you hit 35 and you're like, oh, my knees hurt more. Oh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die someday. Like, it's just really like, I am getting old. My body's falling apart. It's terrible. But you really counteract a lot of that by just moving your body, stretching. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stretching and yoga, and like I feel good again. I've been doing it for about 7 months now, and I don't feel like my body is degrading like it was before. I really genuinely felt like, oh, this is it. Like I'm over the hill. Things are just gonna get more uncomfortable and more painful until I'm a hunched over old person. But like, nah, I feel great now. I feel better than I've felt in I don't even know how many years. Big deal. What did you do to start getting physically active? I'm in the same boat. Any movement for me is no. Boy, there's a big question. So much of it came from the mental work. It really did. Really recognizing these tiny little ways that I trick myself into thinking that something is too uncomfortable, and always having an alternative. You know? Always being like, well, I could just do this instead. I could just not. I could just go on my phone. It's like, and in the past, I've tried to really, you think you just gotta like, you just gotta push through it. Like we were talking about, you just gotta be willful and like do it. But the problem with exercise for me is that if it is a thing that I'm doing because I'm making myself do it, then it's kind of a thing I don't want to be doing. And eventually I reach a point where it's like, I don't know. The more you do it, the more you practice doing it, you can get better. But I have this like, do it for a while, drop off. Do it for a while, drop off. The way that I finally started to be able to do it without getting that feeling was, that's why it started with yoga, I think. Because it's very slow, and even yoga before, like watching, like, okay, I'm going to do some yoga. I'm going to put a yoga instructional video on YouTube, and I'm going to do it. Even that is just like agonizingly boring. It's hard. You're like trying to watch it while you're doing it. You're wondering if you're doing it right. And it is long, and it is slow, and it is boring. And for me, the magic trick happened when I, well, for one, I also just like wanted to start like meditating more. And the trick was dedicate time to it, even if it's 10 minutes. And then just the code word that I try to give people is just listen to your body. Like, that's it. Like, pretend like your body has a voice and you're listening for it. And just move. Like, don't put on a video. Don't put on a yoga video. Just like put on some nice music, turn down the lights, say, I am going to sit here, listen to my body for 10 minutes. And just do that. And just move. Like, just literally just move your body. Just stretch. Just move your arms around. Move your legs around. Move your neck or your back. Move in a way that feels good. And if you are listening to your body and starting to like kind of open up to like kind of what it wants, you'll just naturally find yourself moving and stretching in ways, at least this is what happened to me, moving and stretching in ways that maybe you hadn't considered before. It's about the dedicated time. It's about dedicating and saying, this is what I am doing. There is no possible way I'm going to be distracted by anything else. I'm just going to do this. So for me, that was it. And that kind of, I don't know, it kind of like reestablished like the connection between my brain and my body. And it gave me a good feeling through doing the activity rather than just feeling like I'm doing something I'm obligated to do because I know it's healthy. You know what I mean? Like you have to actually see the value in it. You have to actually feel it. You have to feel a good feedback, not just I ate my vegetables. I did the thing I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? And if it's not yoga, it's just something that feels genuinely good. You just, yeah, I don't know. That's my advice for like exercising and learning how. Like you have to get to a point where you are listening to your body enough that you feel the benefits enough that you want to do it instead of just forcing yourself. Yeah. So try that. I don't know. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Craft, I recently turned 40 and now my knees sound like walking through a pile of Lego in boots. Oh no, you gotta stretch. My knees were killing me. I can't remember which one now. One of my knees was just absolutely killing me. And then I started doing this. I started doing what I just said. Started doing yoga and like they don't hurt anymore. I mean, every once in a while something will hurt, but like, yeah, I don't know. My body just feels so much better. My 70-year-old uncle started doing yoga and he's much more mobile now. Yeah, seriously. Like that's why, I mean, like that's the funny thing. You look at like Eastern cultures, where they traditionally work physically much later in life. And they also, toilets are killing us. Like, cause we're supposed to be able to like, our legs need to be more flexible. You need to be able to squat. To even like just bending down to pick something up. You're supposed to like really do a deep squat to do it instead of like bending your back over. So like genuinely look at older people in the Western culture versus a lot of other countries and it's night and day. Our old people, they can barely even walk anymore. They just like waddle around because they don't move their muscles. They don't use them. They don't stretch them. So they atrophy. It's a thing. I'm telling you, even just the toilet, like it's a thing. Places where the toilet, you don't sit on it, they've got healthier legs than us. They live longer, healthier lives, or at least more comfortable. My father's best advice he ever gave me that helps do something is, the hardest part is starting. Once you take the step, you have momentum to continue. Yeah, that's it. Drop that yoga routine, Arlo. That's it. No explanation. Just, don't do that. That's funny. I'm sorry. I don't know what you mean, but I'm not going to drop it. It's literally changed my life. I don't know. It's like, don't eat that broccoli. Don't you do it. That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make fun of you. Maybe you have a good reason. I just thought that was a little funny. Yeah, the urge to put on a podcast or video while doing anything is so strong. Got to get over that. Not every moment needs to be filled with content. That's a big thing, too. CD, you're full of good comments today. You got a lot of good stuff. I keep reading them and be like, that's another CD one. It's true. It's fun to have something on. But it really is just feeding that dopamine addiction. that need for constant stimulation. We are supposed to be bored more often. Because it's not even boring. That's the thing. We say bored, but it's like, well, when you learn how to do it, you're not even bored. You're just being, you know? We don't need stimulation all the time. We need quiet. Time for our thoughts to like be, and I know that's scary. I get that. I definitely have been there. Just like, I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. My thoughts are too much and too negative, but it's all part of the process. Oh, no, they meant like release the routine. Oh, okay. Is that what they meant by give up the yoga? Like give us the routine. Okay, yeah, maybe that was it. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Drop that yoga routine. I did already. I basically did. I don't want to go Arlo Yoga Channel. I don't want to go too specific because honestly, there isn't really anything that specific to say. Because like I said, it's very like essentially like when I explain it to people, it's like self-led yoga. Like that's it. I've never watched a video since I've started doing this. And I don't know, maybe that means I'm doing some of it wrong, but like the entire point is just that like I just spend some time on the floor just moving and stretching in any way that feels good. And it's good for my body and it's good for my brain because it is incredibly okay, you did mean share it. Yeah, okay, sorry. I thought it was too funny to take it the other way. That's awesome. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah, so it's like I couldn't even tell you like a specific move or anything. It's just move around in whatever way feels good. And as I like, you know, quote, listen to my body, I do find myself moving in ways I never would have before, that I never even would have really thought of. I'm moving, you know, I'm like opening up my chest. That's a big one. I hunch. I have bad posture. And like, I've always had like, you get like stomach pain and chest pain. Why does my chest hurt? Why does my stomach hurt? It's because you got to open up your muscles. You got to lean your head back, stick your chest out, pull your arms back and just give it a good stretch, you know? So like that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff that I wasn't doing before, or like really deep leg stretches. You know, this leg over here, this one over here, just really deep, or like really deep squats, or just anything like that. You just gotta open up to what your body wants. It's been screaming at you to do your whole entire life, and you haven't heard it. I didn't hear it. Just the dedicated time and the intent of just like, I am just gonna listen to my body and just move. Huge. It changed my life. I'm not even kidding. Like just that alone, I did that and it changed my life forever. The anxiety is so high when I'm alone with my thoughts. I actually believe having YouTube, Twitch 24/7 in my ears is therapeutic. I've been there. I've absolutely been there. I get it completely. Yes, the anxiety, the racing thoughts. And it's hard because like I don't want to I'm certainly not going to invalidate that feeling because I've been there. But I've also recognized that like the YouTube and the Twitch, it is a distraction. It's a Band-Aid. It's not making the problem any better. And sometimes that is what you need to do. You know, like sometimes you do just need to cope. Sometimes you do just need a Band-Aid. Sometimes we do just need to like, I need to just make it so that I'm okay right now. You know, like that's fine. But like long term, you know, the answer isn't to distract from the thoughts. It's to work on the thoughts and figure out what's causing the thoughts. And that's another reason why this meditative yoga thing has been life-changing for me. It's really, really powerful to tell yourself, I'm going to sit here for however long and I'm not going to do anything else. And I'm going to try to, you know, quote unquote, clear my thoughts. I'm not going to go all the way into all the meditation stuff I've been learning now, but like, you just kind of try, you know, it's a practice thing. You just have to dedicate the time to it. But no, it sucks. I've been there. That's why I like, yeah, mine is like music. And I think music is great and music is therapeutic, but I definitely do use it sometimes of like, yeah, especially with the stuck song syndrome. It's just like, I'm tired of having, you know, one single line from a White Stripes song that like bleeds into a Mario tune looping in my head for 5 days. So I'm gonna listen to music. I'm gonna use that distraction. I mean, that is therapeutic to me. Sometimes you just need to do what you need to do. Been stretching and doing my own yoga for years now. You begin by watching YouTube sessions and following those, and eventually you find what you like for your own routine. That's cool. That is cool. Yep, I'm seeing a lot of people. Same thing. Yep, I got YouTube and stuff on because it's hard to be alone with the silent horrors. I get it. It's hard. We do need peace, though. Our brains need peace, and it's hard to get it when the brain is struggling enough that silence is scary. It's hard. I'm about your age, Arlo. Skateboarding has been great for me. Not planning on quitting. I was skating for a bit. It's been a while. I dug my skateboard out of the garage. Like when I moved, I found it. And I was like skating for a bit. I need to get back into it. It is very fun. That's another one of those ones where like I don't know how far I'm gonna go with it, but like it's fun to do. And it's something to just do. It's meditative. I put in my earbuds and just skate for a bit. I was doing it as like a break. You know what? Yeah, I think when the weather starts warming up, I'll have to do that again. I was doing it for a bit. It was a really good habit of like I'd work for a bit and then I'd like set a 10-minute timer and go and skate just outside my studio here. Really fun. My chest being closed off is exactly why I had to start doing stretches and physical therapy. Yeah, a lot of people would be surprised by how many physical problems come from mental hang-ups and even just like how you carry your body. Sometimes you protect your chest too much. You gotta open it up. Yeah, I always just like I would just have random chest pain, and I also you know I've probably talked about before. I have also the hypochondria, and so like I would think I was having a heart attack. I'd have panic attacks and all this stuff, and a lot of that has just been like I would just get random pains in my chest. Yeah, it's because I slouch all the time. Because those poor muscles, the way I treat them. Just gotta open. There's so many ways that we carry our bodies very rigidly, and I was very much. That was me. So many different little ways I was just keeping myself like protected and locked in, and it didn't seem that way. That's the thing. It's very subtle. Some of these, especially in the hips, especially like in the hips where the deepest part of the legs and how they move, the joints. There are so many little ways that like now I know how to move and stretch and just get those moving, and like it's night and day. It's incredible. So do you just make up stretches that feel good, or you learn a certain stretch routine? Yeah, I essentially it's all just led by me. Yeah, you just go slow. You know, just go really slow. Don't overextend anything. And if you go slow enough and you are, again, listening to your body, whatever that means. I've never hurt myself. You just go slow and do what it feels right to do. And so, yeah, I just kind of make it up as I go along. And I have found that certain routines will just happen naturally. Like, it'll actually, like, surprise me. I like be doing a thing, like a really long, slow sequence that kind of, like, loops around. And I will realize after I've been looping for a while, oh, I've been looping. Like I've been doing the same like a sequence. I didn't even realize it. It's incredible. Or like I'll be stretching and thinking I'm just doing a random thing. And I'm like, oh no, I tend to do this one a lot. You know, like it's like playing an instrument. It's like we were talking about. It becomes like a flow thing where your active brain is, it's not as much in control, you know? You're letting, like, your intuitive brain kind of just take over and do whatever it wants. Yeah, posture at the computer. That's a big thing. It's a bit, even right now, I just like, especially when I'm streaming and I want to like keep my head like next to the microphone. I gotta like stretch. I am a skater boy. I want to be a skater boy. I want to say see you later, boy. No, she said see you later, boy. Sorry. No, he said see you later, boy at the end. So yeah, I'm a skater boy. Yeah, exactly. Remember, if things are bad for you and you can't figure out how to approach the problem, there are professionals out there whose job to teach you, train your brain on these things. Precisely. Always get help when you can. I strongly believe that the physical health of our brain relies on it having genuine downtime where we detach from artificial/created stimulation. Absolutely. Completely. Here I am, a YouTuber, doing a stream for the Pokemon thing and just being like, yeah, but we should stop playing video games. We should stop watching TV. Stop watching this. Stop watching this stream. It's bad for you. No, it's not all bad for you. That's the thing. It's moderation. Yeah, it's about just having some time. That's why walks are really the best. Go find some nature and just walk in it. It's so, just as a starting point for like almost anything, mentally or physically, like just get out and walk. I live in Texas and own a longboard, and it's the most relaxing thing to just ride my longboard on the warm summer evenings. That's lovely. I'm imagining it right now, and it's lovely. That's great. When reading up on the gut, it's amazing to learn about how much it influences our mood and mental health. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, what we eat, gut flora, all that stuff. When you find your inner stillness, you get to meet you, my friend. My friend, that's a powerful sentence right there. And you know what? That is too true. Thank you for this, Arlo. Just got out my yoga mat that's been sitting there for 12 months. Need to finally recover from chronic injuries and surgeries. Oh no, that's terrible. I'm really sorry you have to go through that. But yes, absolutely. Golly. That's great. Yes. Yoga's awesome. I'm a yoga stan now. I'm a part of the yoga fandom. I think this is the first time I've talked about it. I think this might be actually the first time. I don't know. On like stream or whatever. It's a big thing. It's because it's like it's body and mind, you know? It's like it's meditation and exercise at the same time. It's an exercise in stillness and patience, and it's yeah. It's a big thing. So if I can inspire even one person to get out that mat. You don't need a mat. But if you have a mat, that's good too. I actually don't use a mat. I usually just like, I think I move too much. I find it hard to like keep it within one little like area. I usually just lay out a blanket on the floor. Yep. If even one person can be inspired to start, I feel good. Walk around like Popeye with your chest puffed out, like you're trying to pick a fight. Yeah, exactly. Maybe not quite so cartoonishly, but yes, we are like that. That is good posture. Like shoulders back, chest out a little bit, head up. It's hard, especially with the phones and the computers. They bring us down. They draw us down. It's terrible. My physical therapist noticed I wore shoes that were eroding my pelvic floor muscles for 20 years. Recommend different shoes. Fixed it. Wow, even just the shoes. Oh, don't even get me started on shoes, man. With the shoes, you've got the, like, we're not even supposed to be wearing shoes, but we're not supposed to be walking on concrete. What even is the right shoe? Is it different for every person? I don't even know. It's stressful. I'm still trying to figure it out. Me too. That's great, though. It's great that you figured it out. There's so many good comments. I can't even read all these. These are great. This is a great conversation we're having here. Too many good ones to read. Yeah, we do neglect our feet. That's true. Might I also recommend sitting near a window and getting the warm sunlight while listening to an Arlo stream. Very relaxing. You know, 4 out of 5 doctors agree. On that note, though, sunlight is also important. That's another one of those things where we go, yeah, I know, and then we just, like, don't. You know, I'm bad at it. I was like, well, I'm going to move to Washington, and I'm going to get some sunlight lamps, and I still haven't. I've been here over a year. Pokeballer Luke, very, very happy to hear that you're feeling good about this. Feeling inspired. That's great. So you're not following a program or a video, just doing stretches that come to your mind and following the flow? Yeah. Absolutely. Go with the flow. Just kind of do what feels right. It's fun. When my ankles were out of whack, exercise, walking, even standing was painful. Just changing one part of the body changed everything. Amazing to think about. That's crazy. Yeah, wow. Yeah, feet stuff, like, is really... The entire way that we carry our entire body starts there. You know, the entire center of gravity is, like, right there. So a problem there can be a big problem. Got it. Stop watching Arlo, everyone. You know you should, and I should. I really should. I really should go and make. I should break my fast. But I'm seeing if there's any other good comments about stuff. Ever read The Inner Game of Tennis? I've not. It basically says that best performance comes when you can park your mind and let your body perform its competence and adapt unhindered by your judgment. Yeah, that is completely what I'm feeling about drums. I'm able to do things that I didn't know I was able to do when I let the body just kind of take over and work intuitively, you know? I'll one-up your nature walk, bring bird seeds, and try to hand feed them on your walk. My entire childhood was based on that in Canada. That's amazing. That's so fun. Just the other day, I took my nephew to a park, and there were squirrels. These squirrels would not just eat out of your hand. They will come up to your hand and like look in it and touch it because they think you might have something in your hand. They just kept coming up closer and closer and closer. We just put out our hand. They just like come up to our hand like, what's in there? What do you got? It's really funny. Too many ripples in the water, your reflection becomes distorted. Yeah. Yeah. I could do this all day. We could go deeper and deeper and deeper here. Took a while to find a good mat that wouldn't move. Yeah, I can imagine, yeah. Well, everyone, this has been lovely. Yeah, unfiltered sunlight, that's true. Not even a window. Even that like kind of cuts down on some of the good stuff. Zero drop shoes. I'm wearing zero shoes right now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing zero shoes with insoles or whatever. They're kind of flexy. And the foot doctor was like, don't wear these. They don't support your feet. But that's why I put the thing in it. Whatever. I'm not going to go the whole thing about the shoes. Yeah, this has been great. I really, yeah. It's been great. Thank you all for joining me. I kind of... Not zero. Zero drop. It's different from zero. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is then. I'm sorry. I've heard of it. I want to say I know someone who has some because the name is familiar to me. It's a feature. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna change. That's the thing. I don't know if, like, I kind of feel like this is just streams now. I don't know. I just this is what I'm into right now. This is kind of my thing now. Video games are cool, but I get done with the video games and then I want to talk about other stuff. So there will be more of these in the future, and I will also upload this this VOD over on Arlo Plays. Yeah, I had a great time. You convinced me to try myself and try to get myself and my husband into yoga again. Just need discipline. Awesome. Awesome. You keep me up to date. You keep me posted on that. If anybody does yoga because of this conversation we just had, I want to hear about it next time. I like it. Get yoga pilled. That's great. Yeah, all right. I love you all. You were lovely. This is really fun. I really, like, really genuinely, whenever I do this, it's the highlight of my day. This will be the best thing I did today. And I'm gonna go play some drums later. So that's saying something. I had a really nice time. You're all really lovely. Nice birds. Did we ever figure out what kind of bird that is? What kind of jay that is? Because that is just the prettiest jay. If anyone has been saying it and I've been missing it, now's your time. Because I don't know if I've ever seen a jay that beautiful. Blue jay. It's not blue. See, that's anytime you see a jay that's blue, it's never a blue jay. There's always like a name. There's always like a, you know, like a, no, it's a Stellar's jay. No, it's a scrub jay. In California, we had scrub jays and Stellar's jays. Maybe there is just a blue. Maybe one of them gets to be just a blue jay. Cyanocita cristata. Okay. It's literally a blue jay. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. Is that like when you say just blue jay? That's what we've been referring to this whole time. Blue jay. Incredible movie. Mark Duplass. Really great movie. Yeah, you're right. That's just a regular blue jay. That's really funny. I have never lived anywhere that just had regular blue jays. They were always blue. But yeah, it was Stellar's jays. It was scrub jays. But if you just say blue jay, it is this one. You know what? That makes sense. This is the most gorgeous blue jay. It deserves to have just the basic name. I like that. That's nice. That's a really pretty bird. Seriously, though. Mark Duplass. Blue Jay. Sarah Paulson. Just incredible. Just incredible. Okay. I love you all.